Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you are watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, when the court made a ruling on the issue of affordable housing, their position was that it was unfair for a section of Kenyans to be taxed, then the money be taken for affordable housing. If it's a tax to do with the building affordable housing, let it be uniform. That meant that if you want to tax people, then tax everyone. And if not, stop it. That was the court position. Now with this, we are seeing the parliament trying to amend the finance bill so that they can be in line with what the court had ruled on. And with that move, it then confirms that as we go forward, listening to members of parliament debating, Ruto now wants to tax Mboga Bodaboda rider, the people he referred to as hustlers, those who are protesting and asking for the protesting against the court decision or ruling, believing that the court had stopped construction of affordable housing. Watu wa mjengo. Though we know they were paid some individuals who are protesting on the street. That means that every Kenyan might be forced to pay for affordable housing by William Ruto. Look at that. Walikuwa wafanyikazi wale wameandikwa kazi either in private or public sector, ndio walikuwa wanalipa. But now they are coming for the people. Ruto campaigned on promising to uplift their lives. Mama Mboga, unafanya kazi ya kibanda, na mimi nashanga how will they really deduct this money? Watatumia njia gani kukata Mama Mboga 1.5% iende kwa affordable housing? Mtu wa bodaboda, nyinyi watu wawili mmemulikwa zaidi. So with this move, whether you are a poor, rich, middle class, poor of the poorest, utalipa. That is a new proposal they are discussing in the National Assembly. And here Ruto in campaign, when he's in campaign, he's telling members of parliament to go and pass that bill, confusing people that, we need jobs here. Watu wafanya mjengo. Forgetting that these people, wenye wanapiga makofi, wanasahau kwamba in the new proposal, they want to tax everyone. But then, we have seen the Azimio leaders really coming out openly to defend the people and telling the government when it comes to this issue of affordable housing. The question has been, we come from some villages, sisi watu wengine, kama sisi hapa tuko kwa village done. How comes the government cannot build a house in my own land, if indeed they are talking about dignified affordable housing? Niko na nyumba ya matope. Why can't you construct that affordable house in my own farm or land, then let me pay that monthly stipulate. Kama ni 2,000 kila mwezi nilipe for a certain period of time, alafu nyumba itakuwa ni yangu. Why can't we go into such kind of an agreement where you are sure of this is going to be your own house? When you deduct Mama Mboga 1.5% of their money, how sure are you that they can afford to buy that house when one house is going for more than 3 million Kenyan shillings? That means this is highway robbery. You take and we get nothing out of that. Serious discussion going on, but it's like Ruto is so much determined to tax anyone. As long as he's making money, I don't mind when you make noise. He's so much focused. So there's a compilation that is here of a video that I would want you to listen to and be a judge yourself so that you can really understand where Ruto is heading to. From parliament to media house discussion and other platform. This is what Azimio is telling William Samoei Ruto as far as the issue of affordable housing is concerned. Watch, subscribe, and see you in our next video.
Mjadala huu atuelezee huyu Mama Mboga, huyu bodaboda anashinikizwa vipi ndani ya mambo ya housing levy, wakati ambapo hayuko kazini. Wale ambao wanafanya kazi ndio ambao wanakatwa hizi pesa. Je, huyu Mama Mboga ataingizwa vipi pale aweze kutuelezea hapa Mheshimiwa Spika.
And you've heard the sentiments being expressed out there by those in the executive. That hii tutafanya mpende msipende. That language, Mr. Speaker, is very dangerous. Especially on a matter which is affecting Kenyan people's pockets. Now we are being told that those hapless traders in Gekomba, in Mariakani, what do you call it? In Miritini. This place, yes. Yes, in Kongoea. In Kongoea, in where else? In Chomoroni, in Ugunja, in Chwele, in Nyando, in Kabuchai, in wherever, in Mwingi, are now going to be followed by KRA. As at the moment this bill passes, and it is assented to and it becomes an act of parliament, those people I have mentioned, the Bodabodas, the Mambogas, and the Bodaboda riders must be prepared that KRA will be after them to be able to get out the 1.5% of their earnings. How they'll compute that, I don't know. I don't know for sure. How you will compute the earnings of a Bodaboda rider to be able to extract 1.5% is a miracle.
Honorable Speaker, this is like when you want to buy a bra. Because unlike when you want to buy a bra, when you want to buy other clothes, you can take them for fitting. You cannot do that to a bra. You are either size 38B or a size 34B. That is how personal it is when you're buying a home.
Speaker, kama serikali kweli inataka kujengea mwananchi nyumba, mbona wale ambao wanakaa kwenye nyumba ya matope katika mashamba yao wasiende kule wakawajengea nyumba za kisasa, wawaambie sasa mtakuwa mwalipa 2,200 mpaka mmalize, lakini muwe katika nyumba ambao ziko thabiti, Mheshimiwa Spika. Lakini yale ambao tunaweza kushuhudia ni uvunjaji wa majumba, kunyang'anya watu mashamba yao, kudhalilisha Wakenya. Wakenya wanalia huku nje, Mheshimiwa Spika.
We better be poor but with our children here, other than to say there are a lot of remittances. How are they using those remittances? How are our taxes being used? One person in his own personal account having 7.4 billion. 7.4 billion.
I would be very happy to hear that the people who are living in Kiamburi slums, all of them are going to be dignified and they're going to be given these houses in the most affordable way for them, remembering that most of them living in the slums have no constant income. They are not employed.
Campaigns. And people are told it's bottom up. The people at the bottom of the bracket are going to be brought up. Madam Speaker, now it is clear that Bodaboda and Mboga that were talked about during campaign trail are going to be deducted money for houses that they will probably never own because they can't afford them. Madam Speaker, that is the reality.
Counties in this country. Mr. Speaker, sir, the framework of identification of the pieces of land is not articulated. Mr. Speaker, sir, we are talking of a public participation which is purported to have taken place. We know the segments of a public participation. Was there adequacy in the notice being provided? Was there involvement of adequate stakeholder and inclusivity of the same? Was it at the local level of the beneficiary who's going to get it? We only saw a spotted flashlight TV, some people seated with good bottles of water somewhere. Are we talking of affordable houses for Mama Mboga?
You have a person in the executive saying he will disobey court orders. He has already disobeyed the will of the people, saying they will proceed with this thing anyway. What is in it for him? I will not be surprised, Trevor. If you go and do a deep dive into this particular project, you will find the suppliers of this material for construction is his friends, if not himself. He will find he's the one bringing cement. You will find he's the one bringing the construction steel. And some of these people, they are just talking here. When the truth about this housing project comes out, all of these people will be put to shame.
I have had several messages, especially from the teachers of this country. I have several messages from typical employed people who are low-income earners that are already suffering, Honorable Speaker. Many of them are now going into negative pay slips. They had thought the relief that came from the courts was going to help them solve their problem.
For all that time that Kenyans have been deducted this money, tafadhali turudishie wa Kenya pesa yao.